In today's episode, the Ruckus is overflowing with gas. Damn it. So today, going over some more issues with my Honda Ruckus. Out of the two, I have one that just doesn't want to cooperate with me. Maybe she was abused a little in her prior ownership, but we're going to get down to the bottom of things. So on our last do-it-yourself video, I replaced the fuel pump. I didn't really do a good how-to on it because it was night and I was really excited to get it going. But this was the culprit of why it wouldn't start. All the fuses were good, batteries were good, relays were good. It was the fuel pump. So you know that if you have a Ruckus, when you turn the key on and the switch on, the starter switch on, you'll hear that fuel pump start to, kick over, okay? Well, it wasn't doing that. And I kind of racked my brain for a little bit and then rode the other Ruckus that we have and put two and two together and came up with the answer. So this time, what's happening is when I start it, I start to get fuel pouring out of the carburetor. Right about here. So it's starting to overflow just right here. And I'm not exactly sure what that is. So me and Mountain Man Mitch came up with that we're having an overflow problem, getting too much fuel to the carburetor. So I thought it might just be majorly flooded, but that didn't seem to be the case either. And I'm really not sure if I pinpointed it yet. Now, don't laugh, but if I apply a clamp to the fuel line to restrict some of the fuel, which I got from Harbor Freight, you notice that the fuel stopped leaking. And she starts to run. So after doing some due diligence of the Google's search, and I'm kind of surprised I don't see anything on the YouTubes, but what I found that is it may be the check valve, which is located between, sorry about that, peoples, our fuel pumps and between the carb. Well, the only place that is down below over here. There's a fitting right between it. If you got a Ruckus, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I just ordered the part from Everett Power Sports, and they're gonna overnight it to me, and I should have it resolved tomorrow. So cross your fingers. And just so nobody thinks that I'm crazy, gas flow again. And the stall. Okay, so the part came in, the check valve I'm looking for came in, and I'm going to install it right now, and this is what it looks like. And there's the part number, but I will also put it down in the description. It is a genuine part, which I'm learning, if you're gonna do any kind of mechanical work, try to get the factory parts. Don't go cheap. And then on the right side, just behind the fuel pump, let me see if I can get this right here in line is what we're going to be replacing. Like I said in the last video where I replaced a fuel pump, it looked like some, whatever. They just use whatever parts. And that does not look like a standard part. Plus they use a hose clamp there, or a fuel clamp there, and a hose clamp on this side. So it tells me this is not the first time this thing's been worked on and had, you know, whatever kind of work done. But no worries. We're gonna get that pulled and a new part installed. So stand by. I really hope I'm reading this right, but little arrow there, and on either side, which I am assuming that's the flow of fuel. So here was the part I took off. It doesn't really seem like it's a Honda part or anything, and like I said, I'm sure it's not the first time work's been done on this thing. Probably had some clogged fuel lines or something like that, and guy went through and just did some work. No big deal. The new check valve is now loaded up, and I believe we are ready to rock. True test is taking off this clamp here to see if there's that restriction going on. No bueno. Oh, the fuel line was empty, so there's probably just residual in the carburetor, so let's keep trying. Nope. So I did end up pulling the carburetor out of the Ruckus. The check valve was not the problem, it was still leaking fuel if you saw earlier in the video. I have already taken this thing apart. I missed filming it. The content creator I followed was Mitch's Scooters. Definitely check that guy out. He's got the best one, and without his help, I don't think I would have even wanted to tackle even a carburetor this small. It's not that hard. It's you know, 3 screws here, and you get to all the jets that you need to clean out. So I've already cleaned it out, and I'm going to throw it back in and see if that was the problem. Okay, so I got the carburetor installed back into the Ruckus, and Caboose is going to give us a startup, and what we're looking for is fuel to flow or not flow from about right in here. So, Caboose. So far so good on the startup. We'll give it about 10 seconds and see if fuel starts coming out. Looks pretty good. All right, take 2. So I'm going to show you how I put the floorboard back in without having to take off the seat bracket. And the trick is to push the bolts where the bolts line up here. Just push it further back, give yourself some extra space, and then the front foot pegs, or the foot peg area, is easy to line up. And then you have your 8 bolts to put in, long ones in front, short ones in the back. Easy peasy. And last, for installing your on your floorboard, 10mm socket for all 8 bolts. And now for the moment of truth. Again. Fuel pump pumping. Ruckus is a ruckin'. Thanks for sticking through the video. I hope this helps at least one person. If you have any questions or do-betters, leave a comment below. If you wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe. We like watching our numbers grow. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.